Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. That's the place to go to get your drip on. All you gotta do is punch in your email, and you are now entered a closet that is just remarkable. Different designs, original thoughts for myself, and yeah, it's going up. Okay, today's episode, we're talking about Black American culture. And it seems like nobody wants to give it respect because it's been exploited to so many people. People feel like they can just jump into the culture, take what, or make their profits out of it, and just without even paying homage or just, at least, giving respect and bigging up the people who started it. It's just like a take culture. And then people, they are mad because people want to put gatekeepers in place. Well, gatekeepers sometimes are for the benefit because it helps filter the culture from people that just want to come and exploit it. And it's very understandable. You guys let me know what you think about in this conversation on what's really going on and why do people don't respect other people that start and begin things, and they just want to make it for just this profit. It's the money, it's the greed. Let's jump into it and see what's going on. Love you guys and thanks for the support. And I'm always here to drop new content for my peoples. And yeah, man, if you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe. Go.
Mickey made it. Mickey made what you made, Mickey?
Mickey made it.
Salute, Mickey.
Sure.
Grand rising to you.
Mickey made it. What's up, man? Salute.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Brothers and sisters. I think this is the biggest flex. As a first-gen African-American, I think this is the biggest flex. Having your culture stolen and then making your own culture from the ground up in the country where they enslaved you at, and then you got everybody, even the colonizers trying to be up in that culture. Oh my God, that is powerful right there. I can't even comprehend it. Oh my goodness. Black Americans, you did that shit.
I don't think y'all heard me or actually understand what I'm saying on that last post. Nobody ever said the diaspora couldn't be unified. I said make sure we separate ourselves, as in make sure that other people know that we're Black American, okay? Somebody say you look like this, you look like that. Say no, I look Black American. Yes, you are still in the diaspora. I know we want to belong so bad. Yes, you're still in the diaspora. Yes, you can still fuck with other Black people, but you need to understand that a Nigerian always gonna let you know that they Nigerian. A Jamaican always gonna let you know that they Jamaican. But Black Americans is calling themselves everything but Black American. You are fucking Black American, and you need to stand on that shit, and you need to be proud of that shit. Stop trying to find other names for it. Stop trying to attach yourself to other groups and wash away that. You are Black American. Make sure motherfucker know that you are Black American. Make sure you being proud of that shit. You can be proud to be a part of the diaspora. You can be proud to fuck with other Black people and be united with them. But make sure you being proud to be fucking Black American and not let nobody take that shit away from you, because once again, we are the most influential culture on the face of this earth, and people thrive on us hating ourselves and wanting to be everything else. People love to reject us, knowing damn well we the blueprint. Stop playing yourself. That's what I'm saying. Be friends who you want to be friends with. But I'm telling you right now, people love to hate us, literally.
Black American culture is constantly evolving, which is why a lot of other people perceive us as not having culture. Most cultures haven't evolved since the start of colonialism. Their idea of culture is preserving traditions, whereas we reinvent ourselves every decade. What Black culture was 50 years ago is nowhere near what Black culture is today. Not even 20 years ago is Black culture the same. everyone else is either stuck in the past or assimilating to white supremacy, we are constantly reinventing ourselves. We're constantly reinventing our music, our sound, our words and language, our food, our dress. And to the outside perspective, that looks to people that we don't know who we are. But it's not that we don't know who we are, it's that we are constantly evolving. We don't feel a need to hold on to the traditions of the past because the past wasn't perfect. Yes, there were great things about the past, but everything has room to improve. While everything hasn't gotten better, a lot of things have. And I think a lot of people feel that with the constant increase of colonialism and white assimilation, that they are losing access to their culture, where we feel like there's always room to improve our culture, add to the culture, grow the culture. We're spreading our culture everywhere we go, where a lot of people are hiding their culture in fear of it being taken. And to some extent, we do feel that fear too. But for us, we always know that we can create more. So I feel like that's why a lot of people perceive us as not having identities or cultures, because they can't lock on to one specific thing that is Black culture, because we're constantly changing it.
There's German, pockets in America, and Irish pockets, and there's Chinese pockets, and Indian pockets, and indigenous people, and like everybody, and that's a whole other topic. Like we could go into what happened to the indigenous people here in America. I'm just saying, there's groups of people, and they have an identity around which they can gather, around which they can commune, around which they can fellowship, and around which they can build something that's actually lucrative.
The Bible calls it the glory of the nations.
Yes.
I think that's how the Bible puts it. If you read in Revelation chapter 22, it says the glory of the nations will all be found inside of Zion. But if you don't have a nation, how do you find the glory? And I think that's what's important about identity.
And because we haven't had that solid identity, not just America, the entire world has been able to dip their hands into our culture and take advantage of it without the Black community seeing any good returns. They've dipped in and taken music and taken food and taken art and taken dance and just especially all the beautiful things that are a part of our culture. They've dipped in, taken them out, and we haven't seen the Black community be able to rise as a group and profit from it and get wealth from it.
Okay, I just got home off of a 6-hour flight from New York, and I'm discovering that British people are online trying to convince Americans that Robbie Williams is a superstar. Robbie Williams? It amazes me how British people care so much about what Americans do, what Americans think, all while not knowing anything about America, American culture, American pop culture, and America's influence on their pop culture. America has created almost every single genre of music that we listen to today. And if we haven't created it, we have heavily influenced it. And more specifically, Black Americans have influenced all of the music in the UK. All of your icons, Elton John, the Beatles, Rod Stewart, all of these people came to America in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and stole music from Black artists. It's no different than what white American artists did to Black art. They came here, they got inspired, and by inspired, I mean they sat in the room with Black people, stole their melody, tried to emulate their swag. It never was emulated correctly, and they went back to the UK and became megastars. And they were given credit for being these talented people, when in reality, it was Black people who created that. Robbie Williams is no different. He came to America, he worked with songwriters who took ideas from Black songwriters, which they were doing at the time with all the boy bands, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. All of that was stolen from Black art. And they were trying to replace R&B on the pop chart. For pop culture in the world, whether you want to accept that or not, we have our own music, our own genres, our own megastars. And to make it in music is to make it in America. And that is true for everyone. You have K-pop icons here who are making it in America. All of the British people, all of the European people. If you sing in English, America is the country to make it. So no, people who are under 35 don't know who Robbie Williams is. Only reason I know Robbie Williams, he had that one song. And through it all, he offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And I know that song because Jessica Simpson covered it at the height of her stardom when she was a reality TV star and made the song. The world does not revolve around the UK. And quite frankly, we do not care what the UK has going on. We specifically don't care about Robbie Williams, a generic white man from the UK who came to America for the last time in 1998. Get over yourselves, please. Please get over yourself.
I've been trying to find the best, most loving way to say that Tutneys is only for Black or African descendants of slavery, because it really is. Everyone else across the diaspora and even just around the world can dip into Black American culture while still having their roots, their heritage, connection to where they came from. Like, yeah, we're all Black, but if you see someone else who's Jamaican, you can speak patois with them. They get it. If you're Haitian, you can speak Creole with them. They understand. If you're Nigerian, you can, I always forget the name of the languages, but you can speak that with them and bond with that culture. If you're a descendant of slavery in America, all you have is Black American culture. That's it. We finally have something that our ancestors created here. They didn't create it in Jamaica or anywhere else in the West Indies. They didn't create it in Africa. They created it here. It feels so good to finally have something, a language that has connection and root here to our people, our ancestors.
So I know a lot of things in popular culture were stolen from Black culture. Like, there's an endless list. But I was particularly focusing on researching rock and how Black artists not only like created rock, but it was also heavily influenced by Black artists that were doing like bluesy stuff. And look what I found. I cannot believe no one ever told me this. Watch. So y'all know this song, Surfing in the USA. But do you know this song? That's Sweet Little 16 by Chuck Berry, completely ripped off, completely with no credit at all, by the Beach Boys for Surfing in the USA. I can't believe it. Actually, I totally can.
I'm not in the ballroom scene, but I feel like, especially in the last 10, 15 years, voguing has now become like synonymous with just queer culture generally internationally. And a part of me doesn't really sit with my spirit, because this is a practice that comes from a specific context in which young Black and brown, doesn't have to be young, but Black and brown people from New York or America danced in this way. And now, like, I feel like I'm just like, you go outside and people are being weird with their hands, and I'm like, babes, this isn't your culture. Like, I don't care if you are gay, like, this culture doesn't belong to you. And it kind of reminds me of how, like, everybody on TikTok has suddenly just started using, like, African American vernacular. And suddenly, like, everybody in my waking life, non-Black, is using African American vernacular. Like, listen, even I don't. It's just I'm from the UK. Why would I? But, like, damn, people will never give Black people their flowers, Black Americans their flowers specifically. It must just be terrible to see everyone just outwardly stealing. Before, people would double take if you were using certain kinds of words, but now it's just like African American culture just out here with no recognition that this is what this is. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, because I feel like people aren't really aware of what they're doing. And it's the same with, like, I guess, the popularity of just, like, Black artists generally. Like, if you're not Black, even if you're not from America, like, there's sometimes a context that's missing from the culture that we are engaging with. And I was listening to a Frank Ocean song, that Nike song, and I was like, oh my god, he's talking about Trayvon Martin. And I'm like, if you're not tapped into the, you know, what's going on the news, what's going on in Black culture, like, you are missing out on context. And now there's just a lot of like cultural discussion, like on an international scale, not even discussion, just it's just out there for everybody, and there's no context. And I mean, I'm not trying to go back in time to 2014 where like everybody was doing the cancellations, but I just wish there was an interesting open way of discussing what's going on, because it was different 10 years ago, but now it's on another level. Like, I wish there was like a separate app for Black people that was owned by Black people, like culturally or community owned, where people could just do their own thing without people stealing your ideas, your swag.
African Americans aren't necessarily ashamed of their African heritage. We just don't have access to it. We're dogging our African origins just because we've had to learn how to be proud of our Black American current reality. But this is all we've had for half a millennia. We are not always accepted by the diaspora or our African cousins. We take pride in our culture that exists here and our ancestors that existed here in the last 400 to 600 years of history here. Damned if you do or damned if you don't. We can't just start repping African countries and customs, right? But then if we're too proud about our Black American heritage, we're ashamed of our African culture. No. Y'all know this. Y'all make jokes about this. So literally, what would you have us do? And I'm not really asking because this is what we're doing.
All I can say is greed confuses the minds of the misguided, so they feel like crabs in a barrel is like so digestible to them. If you can understand what I'm saying is, don't steal from your own people. Don't take on these narratives. Take. We gotta come together, support each other, and things will work out way better for our culture. Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe,